Indices means the power of one particular number, the power of one the number itself. So, for example, let's say 6 and the power of 6. We know that number of powers means how many times we multiply the number to each other, right? For example, the 6 to the power of 6 is equal to 6 multiplied by 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 6. This is 6 times. This is just the general meaning of the powers of the indices. A n is equal to a multiplied by a multiplied by a multiplied by 2 something multiplied by a n times. So this is the meaning of the powers. And then when it comes to multiplying or just finding doing the negative or positive and something like this is, and we will have some rules. So let's start with the rule number 1. The rule 1, multiplying the index powers. And so for example, let's say 2 to the power of 3 multiplied by 2 to the power of 4. So in the powers, what we have to do is multiplying. What we have to do is adding the powers and with keeping the bases itself. We'll not change the bases. We just have to add the powers together. So the base is 2 here. The base is same, 2 and 2 will stay to itself, and then add the powers. The first power is 3 and the second is 4. So 3 plus 4 is equal to 2 to the power of 7. So this is the formula of the rule number 1. Let's say, for example, if we want to prove it, the 2 to the power 3 is equal to 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2, right? This multiplied by the 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 and multiplied by 2 4 times. If you count how many 2's we are multiplying to each other, this is multiplication, means this multiplying to this one. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, right? And 7 2's are multiplying to each other, which means 2 to the power of 7. We can write it as the 2 to the power of 7. So it's same as the first one, which means we just can add the powers itself and keep the base itself. This was for multiplication. And dividing. And for dividing, there will be rule number 2. So let's say 4 to the power of 4 divided by 4 to the power of 2. In dividing, what we have to do is subtracting the powers each other, with keeping the bases itself. So a base is 4 here, and we are subtracting the powers. 4 minus 2 is equal to 4 to the power of 2. So the 4 to the power of 4 is equal to 4 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 4, and this divided by 4 multiplied by 4, right? 2 fourths to the power of 2 squared. So this 4 and these 2 fourths will be cancelled to each other, which means the 4 multiplied by 4 is equal to 4 squared. And this will be our final answer. So if you write as expanding this and canceling each of the terms, and write it as a final form, it doesn't matter if we just subtract the powers to each other. So this was dividing, and raising to a power, raising to a power. So for example, let's say they are saying 2 to the power of 2 to the power of 4. So 2 square to the power of 4. In that case, if we have a bracket and inside of the bracket is the power of something and the outside of the bracket is also the power of the something, we have to multiply the powers to each other with keeping the 3 itself. 3 multiplied 3 and 2 multiplied by 4, and this is equal to 3 to the power of 8. So 3 squared is equal to 3 multiplied by 3, right? And we are multiplying the 3 multiplied by 3 4 times. 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3, and that's multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3, and last one multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3. So at the final we will have the 8 threes that are multiplying to each other, which means the 3 to the power of 8, right? So they are same. So actually, and then the rule number 4. This was the rule number 3. Rule 3. Rule 3. So I mean the rule 4. Rule 4. Rule 4 is equal is the meaning of the negative powers. Let's say a to the power of n, negative n. So in negative powers, what we have to do is making the base keep the main itself, but the 1 over this thing, 1 over a to the power of n. For example, b to the power of negative d is equal to 1 over b d. 1 over something, 1 over something. We are making it just the opposite of it. For example, a minus n divided by is equal to a minus n divided by 1, right? I mean, a over 1 and negative n to the power negative n, and the negative sign will change the position of the a and 1 and make it 1 over a to the power of n. The negative sign means the changing of the sides. B, for example, in here also b is equal to b over 1 to the power of negative t, and the negative sign is negative sign changing the position, the 1 and to the top and the b to the bottom, 1 over b to the power of t. So this is the rule number 4. And last, we'll have the rule number 5. So rule number 5 is about the 0 power of something. For example, a to the power of 0. Anything to the power of 0 means 1. This is the rule. Anything to the power of 0 is 1. And how many things are multiplying each other? It doesn't matter. All the things will be cancelled to each other, and then it will be equal to 1. For example, let's say 5 to the power of 4 divided by 5 to the power of 4. So this is equal to 5 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5, right? And then 5 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5. So everything here will be cancelled to each other. 5 to 5, 5 to 5, 5 to 5, and 5 to 5. And final answer of this fraction will be 1 over 1, which is equal to just 1 itself. So in any cases, if something's base doesn't matter. If the base is either 100 or 1,000 or trillion or something like this, if the power of the base is equal to 0, then it will be equal to 1 only, just 1. So this is a rule. So let's take some examples. Let's say 5. What is a 5 to the power of -2? So this is equal. This can be solved by rule number 4, I think. For rule number 4, yes. And the 5 to the power of -2 is equal to 5 over 1 to the power of -2. And this is equal to negative sign will change the position of it. 1 over 5 -2. And this is equal to 1 over 25 because it's 1 over a over b squared is equal to squared, or let's say a over b to the power of n is equal to a to the power of n divided by b to the power of n. And 1 to the power of 2 is equal to 1. In any cases, the 1 will not change because any power, and 5 itself, 5 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 5 again because it's squared is equal to 25, right? So this is a 4. So this is the final answer. So let's say 3 over 5 to the power of -1. So negative sign will change the position of it. The 5 over 3 and to the power of 1, and from that rule 5 to the power of 1 and the 3 to the power of 1 just equal to itself, and the answer will be 5 over 3, and we will write it as a mixed number. So 1 3.3. So and then let's say 5x cubed multiplied by 2x or y squared multiplied by 3x 3xy 5. So this one multiplied by this multiplied by this. So firstly, I have like terms in here 5, 2, and 3, which means we have to multiply the constants here firstly. 5 multiplied by 2 is equal to 10, and 10 to 3 is equal to 30. And x, we have the 1x here, and 1x here, and 1x here. This is power this is power 1. And in multiplication, we have to add the powers to each other, which means 3 plus 4 plus 1 is equal to 8. And then the y, and this was x, and the y, and we have 2 y's here, 2 y's. 2 plus 5 is equal to 7. As it is just a multiplication, we're adding the powers. And that's it. That was the end of the lesson, and thank you.